Welcome to Fridays for Fundraising. In the next 5 minutes, you're going to learn one step you can take before you leave the office today that can move fundraising forward for your small nonprofit. Hi, I'm Kelly, founder of From Scratch Fundraising, where we help nonprofit leaders raise more dough without burning anything. Every Friday, I'm here to serve up one bite-sized fundraising assignment that you can tackle in about an hour. Think of it as your weekly recipe for sustainable fundraising success. No overwhelm, just actionable steps that actually move the needle. Before we dive in, a quick thank you to Donorbox for making today's episode possible. Raise more with Donorbox, the donation platform that lets you customize, track, and connect with your donors. Go to www.donorbox.org, donorbox.org, to start using these tools today. This week, we're focusing on a hack to dump your busy work. Fundraisers are often so overwhelmed with busy work, but today we're talking about an easy solution to some of those problems. Do you do something over and over and over again? A monthly pull from one of your donation platforms into your main CRM? Do you host events in Eventbrite? You ticket them in Eventbrite that you want to make sure are noted in a donor's profile. You want to tag them in MailChimp. There's probably a Zap for that. If you don't know about Zapier, you should figure out how it fits into your nonprofit's work to save time for other things. So let's break this down into simple steps. If you haven't heard of Zapier, it's an online digital tool that I find a lot of nonprofit leaders haven't discovered, but a lot of our private sector friends have. It's a very cool tool that can feel a little intimidating at first, but at its heart, it's very simple. It allows you to integrate two tools that don't already work together so that they work together. All you have to do is create a Zapier account and then tell it what you want to integrate. And I want to use a recent example I set up for a client to give you some inspiration. My client and I wanted our donor database to create a task for one of their team members when the organization got a donation, to tell the team member to call a donor to say thank you. So this client uses Neon One for their CRM, their donor database, and Monday.com for task management. And this client also has no official development staffer. So their staff of 4 are all trying to co-manage the stewardship process of their donors, and they're doing it really effectively. But to make this easier, we created a call paradigm for their team. So if a donation was received under $100, we wanted the community outreach manager to call those donors. For donations between $100 and $500, we wanted the team's investigative lead to call the donor. For a donation of $500 to $1,000, we wanted the general counsel to call. And finally, for gifts over $1,000, we wanted those to go directly to the executive director. So that was the paradigm we built. Then we developed that infrastructure into Zapier so that the team members don't have to log into Neon to see who's donated recently to know who to call. We wanted it to just go straight from Neon One into their task management system where the team members are already spending all of their time. So what we did was we linked the Zapier account to their Neon One CRM. Then we used a series of if-then filters to create those call levels. And then we linked their Monday.com workspace to Zapier. And we set each filter to assign the call to the appropriate team member. So now when they get a donation of $50 in Neon One, Zapier routes that to the community outreach manager and assigns that task to the community outreach manager in their Monday.com system. And the task auto-populates and says, call donor name to thank for gift of amount. Zapier populates all of that information in from Neon 1 straight into Monday. And so the community outreach manager can do their day-to-day job. And then when they see that task pop up, they log into the Neon CRM to check for the phone number, which we couldn't figure out how to get Zapier to pull, but minor footnote, because they were going to have to log into Neon anyway to leave notes on the interaction. So when the community outreach manager gets that task, they log into Neon, they get the phone number, they call the donor, they leave notes on the interaction in Neon, and then log out, and they're back to their program job. 5 minutes. It's very efficient. And I just had to check in with the executive director. She said it's all working beautifully. The team loves it. Nobody has missed a call so far. Nobody has to spend a lot of time taking care of it. Because pre-Zapier, allocating these types of responsibilities across a team meant someone still had to be tracking and notifying, right? Oh, we've got these donations, so-and-so, call them, so-and-so, call them. That was a job unto itself. So it just made sense for my executive directors, development director clients to call the donors themselves. But now Zapier is making it so easy for me to help my clients disperse donor work across a team without a development director, which is great for donors because they love hearing from program staff and not just the development staff. And it means my clients get more out of me because I'm not sinking the hours they pay me into minor task management like this. And nobody on their team has to take on that burden either. There are so many wins here. That is why I love building these integrations in Zapier for my clients. Does that level of sophistication feel impossible to you, or you wouldn't know where to start to actually use a tool like this? Maybe you have too many things to integrate and you don't think you could make this work because there's just so many tools. You might consider hiring me for my Nurture and Grow program. I come in, I assess your data, I learn more about what's working and what's not working within your fundraising program. And then together we write a multi-year fundraising strategy that will transform your program from stressful to sustainable. Not only that, but then I build a messaging guide that helps you message your mission to donors more effectively, and a tech infrastructure that makes your strategy a breeze to implement, just like I did for this client. Some consultants give you a strategy. Some consultants can set up your systems. I believe that the two have to work together, so I do both. Does this sound like what you need? I would love to invite you to schedule a consultation today. Go to fromscratchfundraising.com/schedule. I can't wait to hear from you. Your homework assignment is to give this a try yourself. Think about one thing that you currently do manually that you think you could zap together. Create a Zapier account and give it a try. And no, I do not actually get money from Zapier for telling you about using their product. I'm just a huge fan because of the transformative amount of automation that it allows me to set up for my clients so that they can keep doing the work that matters every hour of every day. None of them are wasting time on the shuffling of data from place to place. And I think that's such a win, such a game changer. So I really encourage you to check out this tool. Give it a try yourself. And here's a bonus. If you would like me to run a workshop on this, let me know. Drop a review of this episode, and if I get enough reviews, we will run a workshop on automating your fundraising program via Zapier. That's it. That's your assignment for this week. Remember, fundraising success isn't guesswork. It's following the recipe. I'll meet you here next week with another great tip.
Now go make the world a better place.